This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to be here helping you with playing the guitar. This is lesson 3 in this Saturday series that is all about jamming, meaning it's all about playing solos or improvising in the blues, rock, and pop styles. So in this lesson, we're going to have a super fun time working with the minor pentatonic and the blues scale with a little extension that we haven't done yet over a chord progression that's in the key of A minor. I got it written up here on the board. As we get started, I'm just going to go ahead and improvise over a backing track that will take us through one time of this chord progression, and we'll talk through playing over this a little bit, and then we'll play over it together. At the end of the lesson, I'll walk you through how I'm playing the chords in the chord progression in case you want to work on that. And of course, this backing track is available on the channel, so you can jam along with it as much as you'd like to. There is a link in the description below. There's also a playlist that has all the pop, rock, blues backing tracks that we're using with this lesson series. So you can jam along with all of them working on improvising. But let's go ahead. You can play right along with me if you'd like to. We'll play through just a little bit of this with the backing track and these chord changes to kind of get an inside of it, and then we'll talk through a couple techniques that I'm going to add on in this lesson, which does build on the last 2 lessons, and then we'll do some jamming again. So let's go ahead. It's going to give us and 4 and in the snare drum, and we will be in. Okay, so that gets us inside of the chord progression and the groove that we're working on in this lesson. Super fun chord progressions, super fun grooves. So this is going to be a great, let's just go ahead and get started here. We're going to talk through this extension for the minor pentatonic scale. So in lesson 1, we worked on improvising with a minor pentatonic scale in the key of A, and we used just the most common minor pentatonic scale form that we play on the guitar. And then in the last lesson, second lesson, we added in the note that makes it a blues scale instead of a minor pentatonic in both of those octaves. Now, if you look at just the first 4 frets up here on the diagram, all of that is represented up there. Of course, if you haven't seen those lessons, you can check out those ones. They have their own fun jam-along track and great information there. What we're looking at in this lesson is how to add a little bit of an extension to that minor pentatonic. And actually, the blues note can be included as well. So I've included that up here on the board with the squares. Now technically this only adds 1 extra note to what we're playing, and that's this one up here that will be at the 10th fret of that high string. But all of these squared notes are how we finger it, and by fingering things, this note for example coming here, that creates some new options on ideas and licks that we can play. We can do slides where we couldn't do them before. We could do hammer-ons and pull-offs. And sometimes just putting things in a different place gives us some new ideas on playing licks. So how do we do this? Well, if we come just right here with our ring finger. So our ring finger is at the 7th fret on the 4th string, and we go up, we would normally continue in that position. But now in this time, we're going to take our index finger and slide 2 frets higher up to where I have the square. So ring, index, index, and then ring. And you can go, you can also slide on the ring finger, so play ring and then slide up 2 frets. Either one works, but we're going to be fingering that up at the 7th position. So you can practice that a little bit with both of those fingering options, whether I'm shifting from index to index or from ring to ring. Either one is fine. And of course we can throw in that blue, that blues note. It's good to practice shifting in both ways, because when we're improvising, sometimes we're going to do it one way and sometimes we're going to do it another way. It's really cool to slide. Hear that slide sound? It's cool to hear hammer-ons and pull-offs with that. Now, when we get up into that 7th position then, and we go on to the higher strings. So, ring, index, I'm just going to shift with my index. We can shift up and put our index at the 8th fret on the 2nd string, ring finger at the 10th, 8th and 10th. Just like that. So ring, index, shift up to the 7th fret, shift up 1 fret higher, shift down. I'm going to practice that. Now this works really nicely because it's all index and ring finger. I added that there. So that is pretty cool. Now, of course, you can shift on that ring finger. You could alternatively finger these with middle finger and pinky, so, and not do a shift. Depending on what I'm playing, sometimes I do that. And we can also shift on those higher strings, so I don't have to shift only on the 3rd string. I could come up and come back down on the top string, or come back down on that 2nd string. I could go up on the 2nd string, and I can go up on that high string as well. And you can play those together, which is pretty cool. So you want to play around with it a little bit, find some ideas. Come up with some ideas for improv. What we're going to do here now is we're going to go ahead and play over this backing track, and I'm just going to improvise. I'm going to incorporate some of this in here. Play right along with me. You can steal the ideas I have, and you'll come up intuitively with some of your own. But one of the best things to do is just play along with other people and steal ideas from them. So we're going to go ahead and jam over this. Now, I've mentioned this, but the backing track is available on the channel. There's a link in the description below where you can improvise over the top of it without me playing as well. But we can do this together, super fun. When we come back from doing the improv over the backing track, I'll go through playing the chord progression the way it's being played with the chords on the backing track, in case that is of interest to you in your learning as well. But we'll hear and in that snare drum, and we'll be right in. We'll just go jamming. Let's do it. Okay, super fun. I hope it's super fun. Of course, you can play over that part of the lesson as much as you want to, just jamming right along with me. And that backing track is available. There's a link in the description below. You can click on it and you can improvise and jam right along with that backing track as much as you'd like to without me playing over the top of it. Here, as we close off this lesson, though, I'm going to show you how to play the chords the way that they're being played on the backing track in case that is of interest to you. So I've got that chord progression right over here on the board, just A minor, C, D, F, A minor, C, E, E. Second half is similar, except the fourth line there is slightly different than our second line. The chords are being strummed in sort of this double time feel thing compared to this 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. There's a couple different ways we could write it and look at that. One is with quarter notes and eighth notes and making it a 2-measure thing. The other is with it being a whole 1-measure thing with 16th notes. And that's the way that I've written it, in which case we're going to have 2 chords per measure. Each chord is going to get half a measure. So the strumming pattern goes down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You kind of have that swung 16th note feel. Creates sort of that double time feel because as a slow 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, we get momentum happening with those 16th notes. Now this strumming pattern and many others like it is covered in the Strumming Patterns and Principles lesson series, and that has its own playlist. Lots of cool things on strumming patterns in that lesson series. If you haven't checked that out, you might want to. We've got 2 chords here. We're going to play with this first chord, the first half minus this last up strum. So it's going to be down, down, up, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down. That's going to be the first chord. Then the next chord is going to come in on that up. Up, up, down, up, up, down. If I do that with just A minor and C, you're going to have A minor, C. It's going to be just like that. A minor, C. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Got A minor, C. Next 2 chords will go together. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then we're back to A minor. E. Gets the whole thing. A minor. In the backing track, it brings E in the second half of that last chord, so it captures that little up, up, down, up there at the end. Now, sometimes when I'm actually playing, I might slightly change it throughout the backing track, but this is the gist of the progression. I'll play it through one time. You can play right along with me at that nice slow tempo, then we'll take it a little bit faster. So you got 1, a 2, a ready, and... faster, so you've got that as well. So you got 1, a 2, a ready, and we got it. That's how that progression goes. Super fun. Again, those chords come from House of the Rising Sun, but it's in 4/4 time. Changed up the groove here, but super cool. All right, so in the next lesson, so next Saturday, we're going to get a new groove with some power chords. We can use this blues scale, the extension, all of this with that new backing track, which will be fun. I'll also throw out some licks in the next lesson that use this new extension, but want to give you a chance to play with it first. So it's going to be great. That'll be next Saturday. Of course, you get the jazz lessons on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, technique Tuesdays, theory Thursdays. Lots of lessons coming out right now on the channel, and hundreds of lessons that have been released previously. So lots of great help with playing the guitar. Hope you're having fun with it. Take care, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.